Hey, everybody, Jim V here. Happy holiday season. We're heading into Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I usually do a holiday Christmas story read. So this is one I wrote back in way back in 2011. I think the last time I ran this was 2019. So I'm going to do a live read of this very kind of fun column I wrote about growing up in a large family around Christmas time. So I'm gonna have to look a little to the left here to read my notes back and forth here. But anyway, let's proceed. So this story is called "Christmas Gifts in the Attic." The magical window of my childhood belief in Santa Claus was only a brief one. Even at the young age of 5, I remember wondering how it was possible for all the department stores and malls to have Santa Claus at their specific location at the very same time. I couldn't imagine how one man, even if he had an army of supposed helper elves, could possibly deliver presents to children all over the world in one night. I also noticed how my wealthier friends often got more expensive gifts than our family did. And why did the poor kids end up with nothing at all? Was Santa only catering to the wealthy? Santa was supposed to come down the chimney and leave you your Christmas gifts. We had no fireplace in our house at all, and we still got presents. Even if we did have a chimney, how could such a fat man fit down one in the first place? These and similar thoughts shared extremely early for me, and I wondered why other kids bought all this malarkey. The observation that now the door closed about our idealistic fantasies about Santa Claus and solidified my realist, a little bit cynic approach to Christmas was because my parents were not very good at hiding our presents. I would often see many of our gifts unwrapped at the bottom of Mom's closet or in the attic. I also saw Easter candy long before the bunny arrived, so I had the illusion of that was blown early as well. When I was 6 years old, I remember being awoken on Christmas Eve by the sound of the attic stairs opening. My father built the pull-down stairs to our attic facing the bedroom my brother and I shared. He had to open the door to our room to get up in the attic. I clearly heard my mother and father's clumsy attempts at putting out our presents most years. They're often punctuated by their usual irritation with each other. "Frank, don't forget the ones for Kathy. Hurry it up, I want to get to bed early. What are you trying to do, break my arms? Wait for me to put these down first." I've had to been a complete imbecile to still buy into the magic Santa Claus story after all of these theatrics. While I was studying my recognition solidifying my recognition of the untruths of Christmas, many of my dopey friends still believed in Santa Claus. Apparently they were not blessed with the mind of a detective and happily enjoyed celebrating these delusions. I found myself feeling like it was my duty to burst their bubbles early on. When I told them the truth, they would often disagree at first and then be mad at me. Eventually, they'd realize I was right. Still, I often reminded them that it would be wise to play along with the charade. The benefits of pretending to believe in all the Christmas crapola were numerous. A good, sweet, oblivious child performance could bring tremendous rewards. I had no issue with pretending to be dumb, naive little kid for adults, and I made sure my friends were smart enough to do the very same thing. My parents didn't do an ideal job of giving us the illusions of Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. When it came to the holidays, they actually did a great job in other ways. A lot of the presents Mom, Santa, bought for us were mediocre, lame stuff from church bazaars and clearance sales and not what we really wanted. She always put in some real effort. She had 7 children. That was a lot of presents to buy. She always got us at least 1 or 2 things that were on our Christmas lists. Opening our presents on Christmas morning was always really fun, even when I knew what half of the gifts already were because I saw them or snooped around. I always enjoyed the process of opening the presents just the same. The excitement of opening gifts was really fun, and my parents made a point to make sure we had the experience. We had some wonderful Christmas traditions we always followed for many years. We got a real tree until I was about 17 when they finally opted for a fake one. We baked cookies and decorated the house. In some years, we made gingerbread houses. We decorated our trees together weeks before the actual Christmas, and sometimes made Christmas ornaments and even strung popcorn. We hung lights outside, listened to Christmas albums, watched Christmas specials like Mr. Magoo's Christmas, A Year Without a Santa Claus, and A Christmas Story. We did Christmas up in a big way every year. There's still boxes of Christmas pictures and hundreds of great memories and funny stories associated with all of them. December was a really cold time in New York, but we had warm traditions in our home. Well, I missed out on believing in Santa Claus and many of the other holiday illusions. I got to experience elements of family and holidays that really mattered. The cohesiveness of a family and celebrated holiday traditions was priceless. We learned it by giving and receiving and developed a healthy sense of the importance of all of it. When I was a kid, and even into my teen years, I would often get up in the middle of the night and look at the presents under the tree. The Christmas Eve gifts, which we bought each other, were under the tree early on. They were left under the tree, actually even weeks before. Some nights I would clear a space and lay underneath the tree for an hour or so. I would turn on the lights on the tree and feel the soft white sheet we placed underneath it. The smell of the tree, the twinkles of the lights, and the excitement of things to come was only a part of why I loved doing this. Some wiser aspect of me knew I'd only be a child for a short time, and I wanted to fully allow myself to feel every moment of it. I was safe and loved in a family, and I knew I was blessed. I sensed that I had other lives in different families, times, and places were not as wonderful when it came to my experience in this family. I also knew that there were people all over the world that did not get to experience many of the things I was so blessed to have. I had friends with more troubled families who would have been thrilled to have what I had. So I savored those moments underneath the colorful lights of our Christmas trees. I allowed myself to be happy, and I completely immersed myself into childhood and the magic of Christmas. The great things connected with Christmas were never about believing or not believing in Santa Claus. They were about honoring and enjoying one of the best parts of my childhood. Okay, see how, my style, I start out a bit cynical, which I was even as a kid, and then, there was magic. And, I hope people are able to do that for their kids, the ones who have kids or got to experience some of that. Because I don't really do much with Christmas now. I just had so many great Christmases. I still think it can be really fun and great to spend time with friends and family in that way. And there's so many positive elements to it that, even though I'm not heavy into it for a lot of reasons at this point in my old age, I still give it a thumbs up. All right, till next time. Cheers.